How do I get the opposite, negation, of a Boolean in Python? For the following sample, is there any way to skip the second if statement? Just to tell the computer to return the opposite of the Boolean bool.
To negate a Boolean, you can use the not operator. Or in your case, the if/return blocks can be replaced by. Be sure to note the operator precedence rules, and the negated is and in operators, A is not B and a not in B.
The not operator, logical negation. Probably the best way is using the operator not. So instead of your code, you could use the logical negation as function. There are also two functions in the operator module, operator.not_ and its alias operator.not_ in case you need it as function instead of as operator. These can be useful if you want to use a function that requires a predicate function or a callback. For example, map or filter. Of course, the same could also be achieved with an equivalent lambda function. Do not use the bitwise invert operator on Booleans. One might be tempted to use the bitwise invert operator or the equivalent operator function operator.inv, or one of the other three aliases there. But because bool is a subclass of int, the result could be unexpected because it doesn't return the inverse Boolean, it returns the inverse integer. That's because true is equivalent to 1 and false to 0, and bitwise inversion operates on the bitwise representation of the integers 1 and 0. So these cannot be used to negate a bool. Negation with NumPy arrays and subclasses. If you're dealing with NumPy arrays, or subclasses like pandas.series or pandas.dataframe, containing booleans, you can actually use the bitwise inverse operator, tilde, to negate all booleans in an array. Or the equivalent NumPy function. You cannot use the not operator or the operator.not function on NumPy arrays because these require that these return a single bool, not an array of booleans. However, NumPy also contains a logical not function that works element-wise. That can also be applied to non-Boolean arrays. Customizing your own classes. Not works by calling bool on the value and negate the result. In the simplest case, the truth value will just call _bool_ on the object. So by implementing _bool_ or _non-zero_ in Python 2, you can customize the truth value and thus the result of not. I added a print statement so you can verify that it really calls the method. Likewise, you could implement the _invert_ method to implement the behavior when is applied. Again with a print call to see that it is actually called. However, implementing invert like that could be confusing because its behavior is different from normal Python behavior. If you ever do that, clearly document it and make sure that it has a pretty good, and common, use case.
Python has a not operator, right? Is it not just not? As in?
The accepted answer here is the most correct for the given scenario. It made me wonder though about simply inverting a Boolean value in general. It turns out the accepted solution here works as one-liner, and there's another one-liner that works as well. Assuming you have a variable n that you know is a Boolean, the easiest ways to invert it are, which was my original solution, and then the accepted answer from this question. The latter is more clear, but I wondered about performance and hucked it through Timite, and it turns out at n equals not n is also the faster way to invert the Boolean value.